there. So excited to visit with you guys today about how I've set up my 2023 planner. And yeah, let's just jump right in. And first of all, I want to show you a little bit about my 2022 and why I came up with the changes I did for 2023. I love this one. It was an 18-month one, and I could have kept using it, but there was a couple things I didn't like. So I love the aesthetic. It's so pretty. And I had, you know, it's a vertical layout, which I also liked, but what I did not like was that the monthly goes straight into the weekly, and then the weekly goes straight into the next month, which that made it hard to put anything else um, for things besides my schedule. Like I wanted to have a spot where I could maybe put some trackers for my business, and maybe a spot where I could put um, trackers for my self-care and stuff. And so what I ended up with was just Frankenplanning it by adding in a bunch of other sections. So it had like a self-care section, it had like a home section, it had a notes section, it had all these sections, and then I had a whole separate business planner. And that was just too much for me, because what I wanted was something that would combine my personal and business so that I can look at those together and figure out how to fit everything into my life. So I had already decided on this monthly one for the business, and I actually really like the monthly. It does not go directly into the weeks because it has these two goal pages, and then it has these checklists and even a couple of, I think, note pages, and then it goes into the next month. So you can easily fit like extra things in here or extra things up front between the month and the checklist. But I did really like the vertical for my planning for my personal. So what I found was this work plus life insert. So it wasn't a whole like calendar. I mean, there is one, but I didn't want that one. I wanted these ones because they were undated. And that way I was able to change this to a Monday start, because I like a Monday start on my week. And then it also had a monthly goal section and a note page before going into the weekly pages. And then at the end of the weekly pages, there is also another note page before the next month. So again, I could put my own notes in there, tracking sheets for my business, whatever I wanted to put in there. So what I ended up doing was taking from these guys, I took out these two pages, and then also all of these pages. So most of the pages. So I took out all of these, and what I did with these first two is I glued them together because I didn't need this calendar. I don't want to look at multiple calendars. I want my calendar all together. So I glued these together so that it has these on one side and these on this side, because I wanted both of these trackers along with the trackers in here. So because what I figured I could do was use this for my personal stuff, this for my business, and this for my fitness and self-care, because it has the habit trackers and stuff. And then it would go right into the weeks, or I could add notes. But what I thought was I'll just let it go right into the weeks, because those are the main three things where I can do like a brain dump, and then I can figure out what I want to have in each of those sections. It can go right into the days of the week. And then this notes section, I'll just add the tasks to the end of that, and then I can use as many of these as I want. They're undated, so if I don't use them all this year, I could definitely use it next year. And then it still has a couple pages of notes still, and then it has the currently page leading into the following month. So in that way, I can have everything I want in one place. So I'm going to do a little flip through for you guys of how I've got it set up. I do have it still with some different sections, but it's sections. Got my hair in the camera for a minute there, but it's sections that I don't have to flip through all the time. So I'll show you what I mean. And also, I did not have a cover for it but I had watched the reading on the Enchanted Planner, making her own cover, and I loved this monthly page. So I'm like, I'll just make that into my cover. So that's what I did. If you want to learn how to do that, go over to the Enchanted Planner. Then I just put another older notebook on the inside, so I'd have an inside cover as well. So it starts off with my goals, because I want to have my intentions for 2023, like the first thing I see. And then I'm going to put some like affirmations and stuff here. This is just a pretty page. Self-care. So, and I will just mention the bottom tabs here. They are actually top tabs, but I put them on the bottom so that I can see them easily. If they're on the top, it's hard to see them when you're working through the book. So I got those from Nikki's Paper on Etsy. I love them. And just some the different little labels I got from another Etsy shop. I'll link it. But yeah, just so I could have all of the dividers in here that I could see at a glance. Because I don't want a whole bunch. I'm not going to be like having to check my goals every day, so that's okay for it to be in one of these little sections. So then I've got my self-care section, and the self-care section I did divide up a little bit further. So I've got this inspiration part where I like a bunch of pictures and like a little love letter to my body. Then I've got my schedule section, because I like to have like an ideal weekly plan that I can look at. It's always color coded, and I can figure out what I have to do, what I want to do, and then where I can fit everything else in there. So in that section I also have like schedules from my gym for the like water classes and regular classes. This section that says health is going to be just like probably weight loss tracking, because that's what I'm working on right now with my fitness. Got to get rid of that extra 30 pounds I gained during COVID. And then we've got this DNRS section, which is a reprogramming kind of thing for your mental health, like if you have some PTSD and some mental blocks that need to work through. So that's definitely part of my health section. So then it goes into my calendar. So we've got the calendar. Again, probably not something I'll flip to all the time, because it just has like future planning kind of stuff, like when my stepkids are getting here, when they're going back to their moms, people's birthdays, holidays, when there's no school, that type of thing. And then we go right into month, and so excited to get this all set up for January. So we've got where I'm just going to do a brain dump going into the month, and then I can figure out where that's going to go in here. So again, I do my future planning on this this section of the calendar. So, and it's always color coded, so I can see like this purple color is like business, orange is family, and blue is me, so I can know what's happening when. And that's where I do like a lot of my like, okay, thinking about planning. But I do like to decorate it a little bit too, so it's pretty. Then it goes into those goal sections. So this is my, like I said, gonna be my personal and family, my business section, and then my self-care. And I love the old Happy Planner where it had a how I'm strengthening my body, my mind, and my soul. So I kind of incorporated that. And then we're gonna go into my weeks. And I do have a week tab here, so I can always turn to my weeks easily, because I want to be able to, that's the tab I'm going to use most often, probably, is that week tab. So in here, what I do is I put my appointments in these little squares, because I always have stuff going on, either for myself or the kids or the family stuff. And then I will put my to-do list around that, my workouts. I get my workouts in, and I do like little weigh-in, and my meal planning. I didn't want to have a whole section for meal planning like I did in my last year's Frankenplan, because that was the other thing I flipped to all the time. I just want to be able to open this and see my week. So that's why I put that right there. And just to show you an example, because I still have my December in here. This is how I color code the week. I did start putting some stickers, because I don't want, well, other than I want it to be pretty, I also don't want to put too much stuff. Otherwise I'll put more stuff than I can do in a day. So I've got my dinners here. In the orange, I've got the family stuff, the purple, the business, the blue is my personal. And so it helps me see at a glance if I've got all orange and purple, I need to get some blue in there because, I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years and also a mom for that same amount of time. And there have been times where all I had was family and business stuff and just neglected my personal, and got to a point where I realized that that is not how I want to live. So I'm going to make sure to include all of those in here. So I've got my weeks set up here. And then, so flip through my weeks. So I had never been into putting stickers on anything, and discovered Happy Planner, and I'm like, ooh, my daybook is pretty now. So I kind of like that. And so then after the weeks, we have a notes page from the Work Plus Life, and then we have the monthly tracking things. So I can use all of this for like tracking stuff for my business. And like I said, if I don't use all of it, I can just use it the next year. But then I have this little currently section that leads into the next month. So I love it. I think it's going to be so fun. I do still have a notes section because I am always learning. I definitely want to be taking notes on things, and I want to have it handy. So that's in there. And then some extra trackers for more like long-term trackers. And that I do have a work one and a budget one. So that is it. That is my planner for 2023. I'm super excited about it. My little my DIY covers. I had so much fun with the DIY covers. Actually, it was a little bit stressful because I was trying to make it pretty, but I'm super excited to use this year. I also, I'm really loving my journal. I have to make another one because I'm doing a separate journal because I figured I don't need to carry this upstairs. I keep it in here in my office because that's where I'm working with this most of the time, and just leave my journal upstairs. And that way, if I'm traveling, I can pull something out of my journal, throw it in, like a month out of my journal, throw it in here, and then have that with me on the road. But that I don't have to just have everything in here and haul this up and down because it is chunky. I like it chunky, but it's kind of a chunker. So I don't want to have to just like pack this up and down the stairs every day. So I keep my journal in my room and my planner here. So I'll have to show you guys my journal too because I'm super excited about that. But until next time, have a great day.